don't you touch that dial. Otherwise, I will polarize yo. I don't want to go there. But Distortion to Static, Afrika Bambaataa, and we are coming right back. Claim to be hip hop, but they truly not hip hop.
Yeah,
you know, they just deal with element of hip hop, which is rap. Mm-hmm. You know, if you could go to white kids today, and if you show a picture of who is this group here and this cat, they would say that, oh, that's Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. Mm-hmm. You show these four guys, many of them would say that's the Beatles. And it's a shame that, you know, when you come to other people and you say, well, who's this group with all the afros and the chains and the funk clothes on, they don't know who it is. Or, well, that's Sly and the Family Stone. Right. That's the Temptation. Right. You know, we don't know, but everybody can tell you who Mick Jagger, Rod Stewart, and the Rolling Stones and the Beatles are. So a lot of that got to do with these so-called radio stations or telling lies in television that's not keeping balance, showing true school and what's happening now for everybody to know what's going on for the future. So I give a lot of respect to a lot of these TV shows that might show old groups or songs, R&B or funk, soul, rock, mixed with what's going on now. And this way people get a better understanding of where certain songs come from or where certain people have sampled from. You know, if you hear Puff Daddy or Teddy Riley or a certain song of Ice Cube or whoever, and you hear that sound and say, oh, that's George Clinton. Right. Then you go back and play the George Clinton one after the video that you played that's happening now. Mm-hmm. So it's up to places like what you're doing and that fifth element, knowledge, culture, overstanding, to keep the culture alive.
Right. A lot of people, you know, they hear the name Afrika Bambaataa, you know, and but they don't know exactly, you know, what you gave to hip hop or just music in general. Do you want to just explain like where you started or you know, just a timeline of you know, where you started in hip hop or just, you know, just in life?
Well, the main thing what we gave you to hip hop is hip hop itself. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm one of the architects of hip hop and the one who told you that we calling this hip hop, which came from my brother Love Boss Starsky, who used to do in his cliche rhyming that he was doing back in his soul disco days. And we named the culture hip hop, and myself, through the Universal Zulu Nation, we the ones that call elements, bringing you your DJs, your MCs, your aerosol, graffiti writers, and the fifth element, knowledge, culture, overstanding, and bringing it all together under one roof under the Universal Zulu Nation. So for people to even know about hip hop in general, has to come back to the roots of the Universal Zulu Nation.
Right. What about the origins of the Zulu Nation? Do you want to give some history behind that?
Well, the Universal Zulu Nation was started in the year of 1973 in the month of November, and that's why every November is Hip Hop History Month. And the reason why we made November Hip Hop History Month is for people to recognize what hip hop, the culture, not when we say hip hop, you just talk about rap, because rap is part of hip hop. Hip hop, the culture, what it has did to bring black, brown, yellow, red, white people together than all the politicians put on the planet Earth. The Universal Zulu Nation stands for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, peace, unity, love, and having fun, work, overcoming the negative to the positive, science, mathematics, facts, faith, and the oneness of God. Whether you call this God, the Supreme Force, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Elohim, Jah, El Kalum, the All, or the ancients of all names, Atum, Amen, Ra.
You created hip hop, man. What kind of influences did you have to be like, yo, I'm gonna take Kraftwerk and I'm gonna take, you know, like Temptations or whatnot, you know, James Brown, and I'm gonna mix it together, and like nobody told you to create it, you know, nobody said this is hip hop to you, you know, but you, like, what was the force behind like, yo, I'm just gonna do this and this and this?
Well, the force behind hip hop, the music, is funk. From the funk came your hip hop. Then we also could give it up to a lot of the reggae MC and toasting that was going on in Jamaica with Iroy, Uroy, and Huroy, who was one of the first toasters of Jamaican ska music and toasting at that time. But the basis of hip hop is funk music. That's why when Afrika Bambaataa gave this sign to all the hip hoppers, everybody drawing up the funk sign, which was given to me from Uncle George Clinton of Parliament Funkadelic. This is the new brand of funk that came from that funk of James Brown, Sly and the Family Stone, George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, to the new brand funk of Afrika Bambaataa, Cool DJ Herb, Grandmaster Flash, the Soul Sonic Force, the Furious Five, the Treacherous Three, DJ Breakout and Funky Four, Grand Wizard Dead On, who brought you the scratch, Grandmaster Flash with the quick mixing, Afrika Bambaataa, who gave you all your beats in hip hop for many of these rappers who are still using today's, who gave you the culture, who gave you the elements and pulled it all together under one banner, Universal Zulu Nation in hip hop. And this is now an international hip hop awareness movement, the Universal Zulu Nation. And hip hop is now international. And as I, being a visionary, see hip hop becoming intergalactic as we become galactic humans in this millennium. And they are going to make us galactic humans. They already got by 2007 for people who could go and travel into space for $200,000, that is, to go and get at least to see what the Earth looked like from the outside. So when people used to think Bambaataa and Zulu Nation was crazy, when we used to say there's more than just us out there, or there's more than 9 planets in our solar system, well, NASA has just agreed there's more than 200 planets out there. There's more than 10 or more than better planets in our own solar system, and it's going to get deeper as more ancient knowledge and new knowledge come to be in this millennium.
Okay, it's true. You're talking about you're creating hip hop, and obviously that came from originality and just your own interpretation. But there's a lot of cats out today that they sort of follow after things that they've already heard, or they may dress like the next person. And a lot of the hip hop you hear on the radio, it's the same stuff, just different songs. So, how did hip hop become such an original state to, what it is now, where it's just sort of like repetition that you
Corporations, money, and mind control. What you're dealing with is a state of mind control, of being controlled by your mind by watching telling lies and vision by television. So what you see in your certain MTV and BET is what you're being programmed. When you say a program, watching television, telling lies and vision, because if it wasn't telling some lies and vision, they wouldn't have to make a program or a TV show called Real TV. So this is what you're watching, this is what they bring to you. So if they say hip hop is wearing certain type of sneakers that cost $200 off the back of our Korean brothers and sisters who are struggling to live, and you spending all this money and that they only getting paid cheap labor for just to wear these certain brands of sneakers, so you are being fashioned with mind control. Or if they telling you that the source is your Bible of hip hop, your Babel of hip hop, then you're under that mind control. Or all you could think of is the certain 10 songs that's played on the radio day in and day out, right, and you don't know nothing about other rap records or other DJ breakbeat records and stuff, then you are under that corporation state of mind control, that matrix. So if you don't understand all this hip hop culture that the Zulu Nation, the Rocksteady Crew, the B-Boy Summit, the Battle of the Year, the UK Fresh, who are trying to keep the culture alive, then you are under that corporate state of mind control. If you think hip hop is just shaking your booty, get my 40 ounce, get my weed, and F the establishment, I don't want to know nothing, and I'm glorifying just jail, then you are under the Luciferian conspiracy of the mind control. So we got to understand, if you're under that Luciferian conspiracy of mind control, then you are a zombie and a slave to the system of the rhythm of the matrix.
Okay, so I work with a lot of high school kids, or I have in the past, and every once in a while there's certain kids that want to learn about different aspects of music, and they want to learn about the roots of hip hop. What would you tell anybody who's watching that that's not agreeing with what they hear on the radio and not agreeing with being programmed, and they want to go out and and do what they want to do, you know, on their own level, but they just don't know how. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know how to break away from that, you know, that mind control, that aspect of media.
Well, they got to get up and do something for self. Get up and do some research. You know, you could buy some books and try to see what books deal more with factology than just beliefs. Because when you deal with just beliefs, meaning you really don't know. So you look for books that come close to the facts, as well as buying all the different videos and things like that. And you're going to see stuff that uses lies with truth, and using truth with falsehood. So, you know, we got to come back to the architectures of hip hop, like myself, Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, and all the pioneers. If you notice, they never truly come back to all the true scholars, who are the true scholars of hip hop. They go to all these different people who have studied on hip hop, just want to speak about it or write books about it, was nowhere there, and many of us are still living. So you got to, if you want the factology, you got to come and see us. If you want the lieology of what's supposed to be the popular version of truth, then you'll keep on watching your MTVs and BETs and all them type of shows that might give you somewhat of the truth, but not the factology of the truth, just like that Hip Hop Honors. For you to know it's 30 years of hip hop, you have to come back to the Universal Zulu Nation. Because just 2 years ago, VH1 and MTV, you were saying was the 25 hip hop year of history, until the Zulu Nation called a meeting to set the record straight. It's 30 years of hip hop culture and 31 years of the Universal Zulu Nation.
Okay.
And that's why we're celebrating this month, November Hip Hop History Month, in New York, November 12th to the 14th, the 30th hip hop anniversary of hip hop culture, not hip hop honors, where you don't really get to see none of the true school people speak. They had none of them really speak that day. It was a nice event, but it didn't deal with the factology and the truth of where all it came from. So anybody want the truth, come out to New York City, November 12th to the 14th, and for Hip Hop History Month, or do something for yourself on Hip Hop History Month, is to research on hip hop artists and hip hop music throughout the world, and show what hip hop has did to bring black, brown, yellow, red, white people all together, and all the politicians put together on this planet, so-called Earth.
What parts of the world do you see hip hop the most strong, and you feel the most is the most vibrant? Because obviously it changed since the 80s.
Yeah, can I ask something to that question? And what he's saying also, and also how do you feel when you see such a response from people all over the world, and knowing that it's being taught in schools now? You know, you see it taught in schools, and people just people are learning it at an early age. The 4 elements or the 5 elements also. How does that make you feel? And also what he said about which parts do you see it really cultivated and growing?
Well, hip hop is strong throughout Europe. The second biggest hip hop market outside of the USA is France, and then you have the UK, Germany, Switzerland, Scotland, the Netherlands. Then you have all the different parts of Asia and Japan. Now it's starting to bust in other places like China. They had it in the Philippines. We have it in the West Indies, all throughout South America and Canada. It's all over the world, and many of them are doing their brand of hip hop and speaking in their own native tongues in each country, whether they're speaking on social issues, political issues, or just peace, unity, love, and having fun, or sex issues, or love issues. They're just speaking on whatever they need to speak on, and making hip hop culture live in many of these countries, even more so than the USA hip hop. A lot of USA people starting to forget about the cultural side of hip hop and just follow the rap side. Nothing wrong with that, but recognize when you say hip hop, you're talking about the whole movement. Now, if you're talking about these so-called hip hop radio stations who truly don't play all hip hop records, they just play certain style of rap records, then you got to question these radio stations. Where's the go-go music of Washington, D.C. hip-hop? Where's the Miami bass sound of hip-hop? Where's the electro-funk sound or the electronica side of hip-hop? Break beats, the DJ turntablist records. Why are you not playing all this style? The drum and bass, the hip house. Where's all them different styles of hip-hop music on your radio stations. So that's why you program and using a lot of this one style to get all these certain people under the mind control, Luciferian conspiracy of hip hop.
Okay. You want to speak on the Luciferian conspiracy just real quick, if you can?
Well, Luciferian conspiracy is the certain demon, evil type of people who wants to keep control of everything on the planet, and they use certain things or certain ways or certain styles to control the masses and the minds of the people all over the planet, so-called Earth. So in the same also in hip-hop, there are many in hip-hop who are part of the whole Luciferian conspiracy, and they are being used as tools, and some of them don't even know it, to keep people under the blind, deaf, and dumb ignorance, spell of Kingu, sleep, 666 of hip-hop.
Okay. Do you want to talk about new projects that you're doing, or just, what's next for you as, musician?
Well, the new album I got out is an electro funk album, because many people is complaining they haven't heard the electro funk album from me in a while, since I was doing all type of other music in other countries. And here's the electro funk album for that up-tempo hip-hop audience that like to dance, and it's called Dark Matter, moving at the speed of light. And for those who like the more slower pace grooves and funky sounds for the break beats, for the b-boy, b-girls audience, we have the next album coming out, which is Everyday People, the breakbeat party album by Afrika, Bambaataa in Time Zone.
Okay, cool, man. Appreciate that. Where can somebody learn more about, what you believe in, Zulu Nation, just, your thoughts? Is there a website that people can check out, or just information pertaining to your belief?
Well, people could come to www.zulunation.com or www.universalzulunation.com to check out our website and come learn some factology on what's going on our planet. There's things on there for certain books you need to read that would definitely open up your mind, because we need to get back into reading. Sometimes turn off your television, telling you too much things in your head and controlling your mind. Come on and read some books, and not just fantasy things that's going to expand your mind. And let's get into some metaphysics and start knowing about our planet, ourself, our bodies, our mind, our universe and universes, our dimensionals, our intergalactic, our subterranean world, and certain things that we need to start finding about. What is our niche on this planet? Why are we here?
Do you want to just give people just the age-old question, the difference between hip-hop and rap, just so people can know?
Well, rap is something you do, and it's part of one of the elements of hip-hop culture. Rap, or MC, Masters of Ceremonies, and that's one of the elements in hip-hop as a culture. So most people, when they say hip-hop, they just think strictly of rap, and you can't do that. Hip-hop is not rap. Rap is part of hip-hop.
Okay, cool. You guys have any questions?
How do you feel about the Bay Area? Like, not to be like West Coast, East Coast type thing, but just when you come into the Bay Area, like, how's your feeling? Like, do you feel like, wow, hip hop is alive and well over here? And like,
well, I always respect the Bay Area for all the funk and stuff that they have given us. I mean, y'all gave us that great Sly and the Family Stone, Daly City, and Fillmore, with all the different groups. Certain great rock groups came out of the Bay Area. Certain great soul and funk came out the Bay Area. So, I always respect the Bay Area for all the different things that came from here, and the different classes of people that's here. I love coming here and seeing the people, and they know how to party. Bay Area and Oakland and all that. Give me that Oakland funk, Oakland stroke.
Right.
Even y'all gave some good old raves back in the day. The Planet Rock big rave thing was here a couple years ago. That was off the rockers.
Cool, yeah. So, and do you guys have anything else you want to add? Or do you have any questions you want me to pose? Anything you want to talk about?
Basically, that all of us as human beings better start respecting Mother Earth. You want to see? Peace. What's up, Ren? Everything was good. We just up here finishing up these interviews and things. Carl, man. Okay, that'd be good. Earth, she's a living entity. If you don't respect Mother Earth, she will spit your asses out because we are becoming a cancer to the earth. And that's why, like the movie The Day After, so much stuff is starting to happen all over the planet. That's why we have earthquakes, mudslides, tornadoes, storms, floods. All things are starting to happen over the earth. And that's go for all areas. I don't care where you're at, the Bay Area. You remember, you got smart with Mother Earth before and she shook your ass up. That's where that big earthquake happened. And everybody's waiting for the big one that's supposed to break California up into little lands and stuff. So you better be careful. We could change all that. This is getting back into spirituality and respecting Mother Earth and respecting the universe and universes.
Appreciate that.